In the Trenches with Jeff Whitaker, brought to you by Red Diamond. Drink fresh. Drink Red Diamond.
You're live here with Jeff Whitaker. In the Trenches with Jeff Whitaker, we have Ashton Richardson. Hey Ash, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man, doing good.
And Ash, you're from the great state of Louisiana.
That's it.
So just tell us about just growing up in Louisiana, man. Tell us about where you was from, what part of Louisiana, and just growing up, man.
Man, well, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Grew up, and of course, New Orleans is not the best place. It's a kind of an inner city type place, but man, I had a great childhood, man. Grew up with a two-parent home. I have an older brother, and man, grew up a fan of football. My dad, he played at LSU, and I always wanted to follow in his footsteps. That got me into sports, and led me to where I'm at now.
So just tell us a little bit about how big you is on your faith, and I know you always, you give the big ups to Christ because He have helped you get this far, and just tell us about your faith, man. How's your walk with Christ? I
really didn't get serious about my walk with God until, I started falling into adversity, when I, got here and had to walk on many different things where I just started seeing life as, with a bigger frame. At first football was my world, Football was all I was living for, all that I was hoping for, all that I was praying for. I was a Christian, but I was praying for football. As crazy as that sounds. But man, when I ended up having to transfer, that kind of showed me how you can't put your trust in football. You can't put your trust in a job or anything like that. And it just forced me, man, to look at God for much more than just athletics. I see Him now as just my foundation for everything in my life, how I talk to people, how I relate to people, how I study, and still with football, God is my motivation to work hard, because now I look at it as if I'm doing things for Him, I'm trying to bring Him glory by the way I work, by the way I study, and that's what drives me, Of course, I want to be a great athlete, I want to be successful, but more than anything, if I can glorify Him, man, that's my goal.
Yeah, man. What are one of your favorite traditions here at Auburn?
For me, it has to be after every game when we get arm in arm, lock up, and sing "Lean on Me." That's my favorite, man. Just because I feel like that's something that brings us closer as a team. Win, lose, or draw. You may be mad at a guy during the game because you feel like, hey, he should have did this or he should have did that. But once you lock up and you sing that song, it's all in the past. We moving on to the next thing, and we gonna fight together just as hard as we did this game in our next game. So that's my favorite tradition.
We always do this deal. I'm gonna name somebody, and you're gonna give me the characteristics of that person. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start with Craig Sanders.
Hard-working guy. Craig, I would say he's a gym rat. He's always in the gym working out, and he gives 100% effort. So.
Darren Bates.
Oh, Darren Bates.
He got the rock solid now, right?
Yeah. He's pretty pumped up. But the vocal leader, he's a leader of the pack, and he's been doing it for some time now. Started since a freshman, so that's the leader right there.
Tashavin Bell.
Oh, Bell, vocal, man. He's the regulator on the defense. If anybody's stepping out of line, late for meetings, anything like that, Bell, he's the sheriff.
Kyle Frazier. From the defense looking at offense and looking from, freshman year to looking at Kyle Frazier.
Kyle, man, I would just say talent, potential, sky is the limit, Getting a personal look at Kyle in practice every day, Kyle is gonna be something special, man.
I feel you, man. I appreciate you for coming on, Rich, man. It's a great privilege and honor to have you on the show, man. I just want to say thank you, salute to you, man. And if I've heard it here first, from me to Ashton Richardson, you have been watching In the Trenches with Jeff Whitaker.
In the Trenches with Jeff Whitaker has been brought to you by Red Diamond. Drink fresh. Drink Red Diamond.